Welcome back, everyone. So what comes after, let's see, Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Giving Tuesday, which is a day to give back to organizations in your community. Tonight, we are so excited to be partnering up with Phoenix Children's Hospital.
That's right. Tram Mai is out at Phoenix Children's with how your donations can make a big impact on these patients and their families. Tram?
And an even bigger impact today because every dollar that you donate is triple matched. So let's talk about where that money goes. We've got Tim Harrison, VP of PCH. Tim, great to have you here. You've been with PCH for almost 12 years now. That is such a long time. Tell us about the great programs that you have. I mean, we're talking over 170 programs where this money will go towards.
Yeah, well, this organization, it's not just the clinical that we do excellent work in, but it's everything around the whole experience for a family. If you imagine, and a lot of people out there have had an experience here, but you don't see it the same way that we're sort of showing it today, where there's some really special things that make a difference. You know, it's not just the clinical, but there's this sort of mind-body approach to healing, and like you showed, the book Nook, and you know, the zone and the pet therapy, and just being able to make some sense of normalcy by having a school. Lots of things like that that make a real difference.
Right. And it truly is a journey. I mean, we were talking about how, you know, a lot of times people think that, of course, the child is the one being treated, but you don't think about the families involved, the brothers and the sisters who also need a little help going through this journey that they've never even been through before.
Absolutely. So not only is it just very daunting to a family, but the circle of influence that it really affects is, you know, most families have, you know, it's the siblings, it's the direct, but then there's aunts and uncles and grandparents, and there's friends and people in your church group or work group that really have to pull together for you and maybe help you along the journey.
Yeah, and the post-therapy too, not just the surgeries, the operations, everything that they've endured, but all the therapy that follows after that, and sometimes for years.
Yeah, many people are sort of frequent flyers and long-term patients and family members, and they become part of our family, right? So once you're in the Phoenix Children's family, you're a family for life, and we love them all, and we just want the best. We want to be able to send them home, so we can't do that without the community support, and this is Arizona's community hospital healthcare system, and so the community is stepping up once again today, Giving Tuesday, especially when your money is triple matched, and you might have a little extra. Maybe you spent a little bit too much on, you know, on Cyber Monday or in some of your shopping, but do you have a little extra that you could give and help support some of these families who will be here for the holidays and beyond?
Which is so tough. And in fact, coming up on December 13th, we have Ignite Hope. So that's another huge event where 12 News, we just love to champion that along with you guys as well. You know, I thought it was really interesting. We were talking earlier before about your journey. I always like to find out, you know, how you got to where you're at. You actually experienced something very personal too. Tell me about that.
Sure. Yeah, I like to say, you know, for many of us, but work is personal for me. You know, I have lived these halls, I have walked these halls as a parent, and I've had the journey where I didn't get to bring my son home. So that is a club that nobody wants to belong to, but it was an amazing experience still because of Phoenix Children's being here for my family and really making a difference for me, that now I get to do that. I'm privileged to get to do this, and I need the community to help other parents to not have to go through this.
I love how you see it as a privilege, because it really is. You know, what you get to do really has such a huge impact on so many families, so many children, and beyond. Did you ever think that when you experienced what you did so many years ago, that that would just come full circle again, that you would be here at the place that helped your child?
No, I mean, you don't sort of think about those things in the moment, but I think about them all the time right now, and I'm lucky to be able to get to do this, and every time I walk in any of these halls, I see things that are familiar to me, and I just think about, like, what a difference I'm making with the work that I do, but what a difference people, when they step up and say, I'm going to give you some of my hard-earned money and make a difference so that a family can have Christmas here or can celebrate a birthday or hopefully can come home much sooner than they expected. That's what's really special about this place.
I love your heart. I really do. It's so touching. I appreciate what you do. Thank you, Tim. All right. It's hard not to get emotional here, you guys. So again, let's not forget, triple matched for today. Every single dollar that you give truly helps make a big difference, and it really, really goes a long way. I mean, you heard what Tim said, all the programs that it goes through, and just the huge heart that has impacted him, not only as somebody who has experienced that, but now knows what all your donations, where it will go, and the huge difference that it will make. Truly, truly great stories coming out of this place. Back to you guys.
All right, Tram, thanks. We can all be champions for these kids.